there's some cheating ass refs. Let's talk.
Damn. Cheap ass refs get money for to do their job that they cheat. The owner don't give a shit about anything about this NBA crap.
So the Thunder lost to the Timberwolves 107-101. And Anthony Edwards, obviously part of the Timberwolves,
got some words.
Had something to say
about the refs.
Some cheating ass refs. That's what he said.
Piece of shit.
So I'm going to play the video, but he went on to say there's some cheating ass refs. And then in his post-game interview, he said that he was unsure how they won.
But the referees are giving no calls or nothing.
Contributions all around, a team effort in this one.
And tonight it was the battle amongst the best in the West. You guys take sole position of number one in the West. How did you get it done in this environment?
I don't know. And I'm going to take the fine because the refs did not give us no calls tonight. We had to play through every bump, every grab. I don't know.
So what do you think about this modern-day NBA? Are they a bunch of cheating-ass refs, or what do you think?
Look at the Scott Fisher issues Chris Paul every time Chris Paul get, hurt.
Yeah,
or
Scott Foster.
It's just, he's a bad ref. We don't know what he is. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And the same thing with other referees. That's what they get paid for. They put do their job right. But to me, it's just crap.
Do you think it's right for a player to blame a ref for losing?
Of course. Because if they were, I don't know about that because referee's not really on the court when they go back and forth with the ball, but it's hard to see what their fouling is because it's too crowded in one area and,
Yeah. Here's my thought. If you're part of a team and you're playing a game, you can never blame the refs. Whether it's a coach or a player, you have to identify your own mistakes, because if you get caught in a world where you're blaming the refs for your losing, then you're just going to become what you expect.
Like that one game about LeBron James, how he was shot the 3, but the referee sees it posing shot for a 2.
Yeah, and the saying goes that if it only takes one play to call what your performance is, then you don't deserve to win anyways. You have multiple opportunities through a game. There's 48 minutes, 12 minutes a quarter. So you have 48 minutes of playing, and you're going to blame
the referees,
a few calls of the referee on why you lost the game. It's a loser mentality, and ultimately it leads to players just becoming babies about it. Crybabies.
Right.
I think it's gone too far. I've watched plenty of games where you can see lots of bad calls.
Bad calls, but
horrible calls. But that isn't an excuse for why you lose. No. I mean, the same goes for NFL and for MLB. If an umpire calls a couple of bad strikes or balls,
right,
people will blame that on why they lost. But ultimately, your team didn't make enough plays to win.
Or the pitcher can't throw the ball in the pocket.
Yeah, and there's naturally biases too. Yeah. Every game, a ref is going to call plays that are questionable, but they'll do it for each side. It may lean towards one side, but I think overall it's just an excuse to blame the refs. Now, in this case, Edwards had won the game.
He should be happy with it.
Yeah, but all the time, players just keep quiet about what the refs did.
Do.
If they win. They only talk if they lose. Same with the fans. Now the Suns. We talked about if they win in Dallas, how they're going to be a threat.
Well,
they won, but then they lost to the Pacers.
Booker scored 62 points. Still didn't win.
Yeah, with all those points and, it ended the way it did. It's unfortunate. And then they lost to the Magic.
Then Bell got hurt by his face when they were playing against the Pacers.
And he's still wearing a mask, too.
Yeah.
So you have 2 losses like that.
We're so close against the Pacers by 2. They should time out, make a play, and follow that play. And hopefully, miracle, something happens.
Yeah.
But I guess it didn't follow up what was expected.
Yeah, and it's always difficult to lose back-to-back games whenever you're a team with, heavy firepower. But they did beat the Heat last night.
Yes. So bounce back from those 2 losses.
Highest score in that game, in a game where the Suns had 118, Heat 105. Gordon with 23 points. Highest score.
Off the bench.
Off the bench. Now, the only downside of that game, other than, the low scoring and Gordon being the highest one, fourth quarter struggles. They were up by like 25 points, and in the fourth quarter it got all the way down to about 10. And you can't be doing that against a team
That's good.
That's really good, especially at 3-point shooting.
I think they need to shake up with their defense, most likely, on their end.
Yeah.
This is how the Heat comes back by 10. And they're just lucky to walk out of that Miami and win, get a W.
Yeah, there's an old saying. It's not about how you start.
It's how about you finish.
It's about how you finish. And whenever it comes to finishing, the Suns struggle.
Booker, I'm saying, but yeah, struggle just happens in NBA sometimes. But Booker doing Booker, it's just shoots and shoots. But my opinion about it is just the struggling of the defense on their end of the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Making that stops. They're not making their stops or rebounds. They're just standing there.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't had a single game where the Suns have allowed less than 100 points in a long time.
Yeah, they usually score like 120-some points a game. But last night they scored 15?
Yeah, 118.
118.
But the Heat scored 105. And every game the team, the Suns are facing are scoring over 100 points.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, the Suns and the Nets play.
They'll be in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. And who are we going to get to see?
Mikal Bridges versus Booker.
It should be a good game. I mean, I expect us to win.
Yeah.
I like Mikal. Love Cam Johnson. Both amazing players. Very reliable, Mikal Bridges.
Ben Simmons back, so you have
Yeah.
He had like 10 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds.
Yeah, let's see how he plays.
Possible when he comes back for that game? How's that possible to get that much point?
Yeah.
So
let's see if he can staple himself as a good player and a big threat again.
Yeah, but I like to see what happens because I'm not jinxing it, but
all right. Super Bowl predictions. Who did you predict?
Still 49ers. I was right. It's the championship game, so I'm stick with.
You're sticking with the 49ers over the Chiefs?
Yes.
Folks, sometimes you're wrong. And I claim the Ravens.
And you're wrong.
And the Ravens have lost. So now, with the Chiefs and the 49ers,
Las Vegas.
in Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. I guess you can add her to the team.
Shit.
You're on 49ers train.
Please comment that below.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Don't comment on that.
I'm going to take the Chiefs. And let's see who wins. Now, You remember they played in the Super Bowl, right?
Who, the Chiefs?
And the 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
Just a couple of years ago.
Yes.
It was not Brock Purdy. It was Jimmy G.
Purdy.
But it was Pat Mahomes.
Yes.
And the Chiefs won.
Yes. Now, this is a different game.
Yep.
A different year.
Yep. In government, there's a term called stare decisis. Okay? And what that means is precedent holds. So what was ruled upon before is ruled upon again. So in the case where we have Chiefs versus 49ers, stare decisis would say that the Chiefs will win. But you're an underdog, right? And you're taking the rail.
Yes, I am.
And the 49ers are trying to prove something, that they're not going to lose again, and that Brock Purdy
It's going to be the guy.
is going to be the guy. If Jimmy G wasn't, Brock Purdy will be. That's their claim. You ready for those commercials?
Commercials.
You ready for those halftime shows?
Oh, jeez. Why do you know who's all going to be in that commercials?
No idea. I don't even know who's playing the halftime show.
It's Usher.
Usher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'll be taking a piss break, so I don't care.
49ers and Kansas City Chiefs. We like to know who you guys are going to pick for next year to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, comment down below.
Please do.
Let's see what kind of votes we can get for this. So it's just kind of a last little comment. There's this video. I forgot what it was from. I think it was from SNL. And they said that the last real weekend of football was a championship game. They're like, no, but there's a Super Bowl. And like, no, that's not real football. That's where a bunch of people who don't even know the game turn on the TV, and that's for Usher and for commercials, and it's for people who have no clue about football to watch it. Because the biggest thing is in the Super Bowl, the halftime show's like 20, 30 minutes.
Back then it was. Now it's like an hour.
Well, it's like 20, 30 minutes.
Because, you know.
But it's like the players, instead of waiting 10 minutes in a normal game, they have to wait half an hour and try to stay fresh and try to be ready. It's more advertised. It's more fake than any other, football game.
Imagine Chair Switch jumps on the stage with Usher, man. Imagine that one. That'd become possible.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either.
Because the whole Super Bowl is essentially a commercial. And for the real football fans, it's just a joke.
Yeah.